Let's look at creating a repository in project in Bitbucket. Click on Create Repository. Enter the name of the repository you want to create. Enter the default branch name. Enter the description. So this is a description of the repository we have created. Click on Create Repository. Now you can see your repository get created. You have an empty repository. Now we have not yet added any code to our repo. But yes, our repo gets created. Let's look into some of the git commands that we need to execute to add code into our repository. To execute git commands, first we need to install git into our system. I already have installed git in my system. Let's say I have my code in this directory. If you're using git for the first time, first you need to configure username and email on your git account. For that, you need to execute git config global user.name, enter your username. To configure your email, you need to use user.email. After configuring username and email, you need to initialize a git repository. For that, you need to enter git init. So it will reinitialize existing git repository in this particular folder. Then you need to take the clone of the repo that you have created in Bitbucket. To take the clone of the repo, you need to move to the Bitbucket, then click on clone, copy this URL, enter command git clone, paste the URL. So we have a warning, you appear to have cloned an empty repository. So it would have cloned the repository that we have created into our current directory. Now we can look for the branch that we have in Git. Click on Git branch. As we don't have any branch configured right now, we can look for Git status. So git status, the command will tell you what all files that we have in our directory which are not in sync with the repository. So there are some untracked files that we have in our folder, that is retail, src. To add this file into a Bitbucket, first we need to stage those files. To stage these files, first we need to add these files. For that, we need to execute git add dot. The dot will include all the files that are currently untracked. Now when I enter git status, I can see all the files in my src folder will get added. Now after adding these files, we need to stage these files using commit. Execute command git commit -m. -m is for the message, that is the commit message that we want to enter for the files that we are committing. So I've entered a commit message as code for feature payment module. So I can see that all these files get committed. Now we have now we want to add a repo as a remote repo for Git. For that we need to execute the command git remote add origin and our repo URL. So I've already added our repo as an origin. Now to push our state changes to a remote repo, we need to execute the command git push origin, the branch we want to push, that is master. Here we can see our code changes being pushed to our remote repo. Let's move to our remote repo. Click on source. Now we can see that our folder and all our changes gets added to the repo that we have created. Here we can see the branches that all available for this repository. We can create branches using this option. So it could be a branch type, could be a custom, it could be bug fix, feature, hotfix, release, or a custom that we have seen in the branching model. Let's say I want to create a branch dev. Now the dev branch is being separated from the master branch. Click on create branch. Here we can see our new branch is being created, that is dev. Another option that we have is the pull request. Now let's create a pull request for our current repository. To create a pull request, first we need to commit our changes that we have made in our dev branch. Then we generate a pull request from dev branch to master branch to merge our changes. So the current branch I'm working in my project is master. And first need to check out to the dev branch. Now if I look into the branch that I'm working is dev. I can look into the changes that I have in my dev branch. Let's say I have modified one file in my dev branch. I need to add this file. Now I've added the modified changes. To stage the modified files, first we need to commit our changes. Git commit -m, enter the commit message. Now you get it, one file change, one insertion, one deletion. Whatever the activities that you have performed in file, it's a summary of that. Now first you need to push your state changes to the dev branch. Then you generate a pull request from your dev branch to your master branch. For that, first you need to push your changes to the dev branch. Git push origin dev. Now all our changes have been pushed to dev branch. Now we'll generate a pull request in Bitbucket. Here we have source where we can see all our code that we have in our repository. We can also see the commits that we have made using Git. As we can see, we have made a commit file change bank.java that we have done a moment ago. Let's look at the change that we have made in this commit. Well, we can also look into the files that where we have made some changes. Well, the red line shows the changes that's been deleted and the green shows the changes that's been added. Now to generate the pull request of our commit, we need to go into the create pull request. Here we need to choose the source branch, then we have the destination branch, and we need to click on continue. I can enter the description of the commit that I have created. Click on create. Well, if you remember, we have already added a default reviewer in our project. So that's why we are getting Paul Chapman as a reviewer. Click on create. Now, a pull request being created